Welcome back to Last Boss Gaming. I am TB, and going to be showing off a little bit of the level that I'm going to be having Crosstix play. So this is part 2 of my Mega Man Metroidvania level. As you can see here, I got Samus's ship, and this whole level is kind of designed to be an homage to Super Metroid. So the part 1 is essentially the spaceship piece, and part 2 is a huge map that took me to upload this. It took me 50 minutes. Now I'm gonna try to get just to the first kind of boss area, so you can kind of check that out. So with the Metroid level, a lot of it actually follows the general maps of Metroid. So, as case in point, one of the first power-ups you can get in Super Metroid is right here. This is where it would be in the normal map. So that's where I have my first power-up. In this, you can see there's a bunch of weapons that will be filled in later. Use my mouse here. That'll go right there. It's going to end up filling up till about right here. That'll give you a bunch of different weapons to be able to use. But in Metroidvania style, you got to find them. So I'm going to show just a few different wrong routes to go here, and then get to the first boss. So first off, I've got these little buggers. If I can kill it, there we go. So in Metroidvania style, for those of you who are not familiar with it, essentially what you're doing is you're getting things that will allow you to progress through the overall map that would block you otherwise. So I'll show you a few examples. Well, let's go down here. So in Super Metroid, you're able to come down here, and in this section, I couldn't include all the different offshoots that they have, but you'll notice I don't have kick right here. I can't get through this door. Now I do have metal blade, so I can get through this door, but here I have this giant gap. There's nothing I can do to get across that currently. This is exactly in Super Metroid where the final boss is. So the final item that you get will allow you to cross that gap. You're not able to cross it before that point. Oh, come here. There we go. So you can see there's a couple different places. The majority of the things that I've done is, there's skills that you'll have to get through to pass through it. The reason why I have part 1 as the first one is, one, it made it too big that this thing would take forever to load. It still takes forever to load. But that said, part 1 is essentially the training of what to do with these different items that you get. So you'll come down here. You can get through these. This is the same as in Super Metroid. There's a diagonal that'll go through all this. I even have an E-tank right here because there's an item that's at the bottom of this in Super Metroid. So come over here and go, great. Well, unfortunately, there's another thing that you can't pass through. Part 1 will train you what to do with these. It essentially would give you a hint right here. I would have deleted these 2 blocks and give you the exact item that you'll need to be able to pass through that. It's a top spin in this case, and then you can pick up arrow. So I made it so you really can't get through. I mean, you could with kick. It would be really hard to do with kick, but you theoretically could do it with a double jump. I didn't teach anyone how to do the double jump, so unless you magically know, then you'll just not be able to pass through that first. So we come back through these. There's nothing super hard in this level until you get to the final piece. I will show you guys the final piece in another video, just so you can see what cross sticks will have to deal with. When I played this and uploaded it, it actually, like I said, it took me about 50 minutes to complete it, and I know everywhere that I'm supposed to go in order. So that said, I didn't die a single time until the final boss, which just crushed me. Yeah, it was challenging, which is great. Thankfully, I've set it up that there's a checkpoint right before the final boss and all the energy and stuff you could use. In Super Metroid, I did add a lot of secrets. There's a lot of little secrets. Like, you can actually get up here later on. I made it so you can't get up there with arrow. You have to use the final thing. The other side, you can get up with arrow, and there's a M-tank waiting for you. So there are some little secrets, true to the Metroid style. Another top spin, you can't get down through here. Even with top spin, you can't get through that. So I've had to do some interesting things with elevators. This is an elevator piece right here. You go down this, and you'll ride one of the platforms that'll slowly sink down. I had to use these guys to be able to get you back up, because you can't go through those other platforms. It'll actually crush you. So there's a gap, and then you can come up. You can jump up through these guys, but you can't get down. So it's literally, there's no way to get past these guys down, but you can get up through them. It's like the one ways in Mario Maker. So I use the item things here as kind of the doors between sections, just to allow for that same Metroid feel. So this is a big open room, like it is in Metroid. It's got different layers, different areas you can go to. I'll highlight one of them specifically. You come in here, and now you're in the wrecked ships. That's Criteria. Someone correct me on how to say that. Crateria. So here comes the up and down places that go back and forth that have different enemies. In this section here, this is, I think it's normally a map room for the ship. I couldn't give you a map, so I just give you some power-ups. So, you know, trying to hook you up a little bit. Ironically, the one drawback that I have for this is you can tell right where, when the screens are connected, because it's such a large level, it actually slows down and glitches as it loads the next screen. So you can tell right where the seams are to the level. Like right here will be a seam, and you'll see it will slow down. There it is. That lag hints at that there's a new screen to come up. So this is actually one of the few parts that I when setting up the level and testing it extensively, that I actually died quite a bit in. So if Crosstix dies here, I wouldn't be terribly surprised. If you look down below, just highlight it real quick. These sections right here, this is going this way, this is going the other way. So it creates a different dynamic. You go fast and then slow. So the first one, you almost want to immediately jump, and then if you jump right away, you're dead. So it's jump right away and then slow. I died a couple times on that because I kept getting confused on it. Let me see if I can show off the double jump. There's the double jump. So theoretically, you could, in that other section, you could drop down. Oops. You could drop down and be able to do it. Only a super skilled Mega Man Maker player that knows that will be able to get by. But yeah, so we're gonna go to our first boss here, and then we'll cut the video at that point. So now this is the true the true style, because I'm having to repeat areas that I've gone through. And through the course of the level, you're going to have to do that a lot. You'll go back through that main section with the spaceship a couple of different times to get all the items. As you saw, there's Arrow back there, so you're going to have to go back to get Arrow. That section is how you get to the second boss. See, I can't get through here, but if I slide, you can. So just one of those little secret tips. Down below, you'll see that there's an E-tank. You can't get through that unless you got Skull. So there's little secrets like that I've kind of laden throughout the level. I really didn't need it at this point, but more just kind of fun to show it off. I could actually theoretically get through this with kick. It'd be near impossible, but it's easier just if you want to, for this one, to come up here and go through, and you can get that if you need it, and then slide back through here. So just little power-up stages or sections. All right, so there's two janky areas that it's kind of just a bummer. There's no way around it. The first is this section right here. There's some power-ups here to the left, but if you drop down those holes, you die. So, but I had to find a way to get you back up to that spot because you can't make that jump otherwise. So I had to give you something to get up with. So there's a perfect example of it. So it disappeared down below because I wrote it too long. So it's really important to get this checkpoint without dying, otherwise it sets you way back. There's the long load for you. The only janky piece with this, really, that's a problem is coming back. You see on the left-hand side, it's got 2 spaces, so you can land on it. On the right-hand side, it's only got 1. So if you come on it right away, it won't be there, actually, and it creates a big problem. So I will be warning Crosstix about that so he doesn't get frustrated. So there's that little trick with kick. Now, if you watch this, I can't run across that. It won't let me down. So I can't get down through that. Again, this is one of those kind of beginning teaching things that you have to use kick to get through that section. So you'll need that later on. It's kind of my little way to check to make sure that you got the deal. Now, I can stand right here and not get hit. It kind of just happened. I was totally fine with that. You can just sit here and pump them full of metal, or you could have jumped here and shot him and avoided it. So you got Skull, and that's the third power-up. And we'll kill this little guy here, and then fly away to victory. So I'll show you this janky piece real fast. So if I come over here, it barely lets me on. If I slide or anything beyond that, or jump and land on it before it's kind of formed, then you have a split second to make it over. Yeah, otherwise there's no way to get back up here. So that's the beginning of the Mega Maker level. It goes quite a bit farther than that. But hope you guys check it out, and definitely check out Crosstix as he tries to solve this level. In my next video, I'll show you the final boss, which I think is a really fun challenge. And as you can see, this is what Skull does for you. Lets you run on these platforms, so it opens up some new areas. Alright, so thanks for watching. Definitely check out our Extra Life stream on November 3rd, starting at 6 a.m. We're going to be streaming 24 hours to benefit kids at Children's Hospital. You can check out some of the links on our YouTube page or on our website, lastbossgaming.com. We'll have all the links to it. With that, thanks for watching and game off.
This episode was brought to you by Dr. Wiley's Eyebrows, raising hell since 1987. Don't forget to subscribe now to see more Mega Maker levels destroyed, and lots more. While you wait for the next adventure, be sure to check out our website at lastbossgaming.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again next time. Game off.